So a couple years ago, I converted my Coleman Road Trip 285 3-burner grill so that instead of using the 1-pound propane cylinders, which I find wasteful and expensive, it could be used with these propane quick disconnects here and run directly off of my trailer with my 20-pound tanks, or take a 20-pound or a 10-pound tank on the road for tailgating, something like that. And, you know, a nice 20-pound propane line, all this set right up here on the trailer. However, you know what? I really don't like these 2-stage regulators on here. I've had trouble with them over the years. I've had to replace them a couple of times, and I really don't want to have to deal with that situation anymore. So I'm going to streamline everything. So as you can see, the original setup here had these pigtail hoses that went onto the propane tanks, came through and into this 2-stage regulator. I did sort of install this little bypass with a female quick disconnect so that I could basically steal propane before it hit this regulator and still have it at a higher pressure heading off towards my grill. Now, step one here, after I've got the propane tanks off and out of my way, is just removing this regulator from this little bracket that I had installed just to hold it in place. So with this popped off and this battery just sort of moved out of the way, I have a little bit of room here so that I can remove this regulator from the hose that goes to the rest of the trailer. So now with this all cleared off here, I'm just going to remove some of this. This is the special propane tape here. We're going to get more on and then get our hose on. So depending on your trailer and the type of fitting here, that might kind of change what you're doing. For me, this is all 3/8. Now, it's not a flare fitting here, so I am using some of this propane Teflon tape. Got to tighten it on really well. All right, from here, everything is flare, so I don't need any tape or anything like that, just 3/8 flare fittings. This is actually just like a 3-foot hose, propane hose with regulator. Came off another appliance, didn't need it on there anymore, so here we are. Now, after I got this propane line all hooked up here with this quick connect, I just attached it to the frame with one of these silicone coated twist ties, and then it just sits up here like this, all nice and out of the way. Now, I just ran with this small regulator here. The only thing that I ever actually fuel with this line that's going to the trailer is the camping stove and potentially the refrigerator and the furnace. However, we almost always have powered sites when we go camping. So really, this is just for cooking. If you're going with something a little bit more intense for usage, you might need a bit heavier duty regulator. And the second tank here, I can just hook up like so once we're out camping. I've got this one just on a quick disconnect just because that's the type of hoses that I've got, and then I can run it directly to the Coleman. So now I'm going to have around 24 feet of line, which is really sweet. And then when I go to actually grill, just a matter of that. It'll fire up really quite nicely, and we've got lots of really great flow, lots of line. It's fantastic. And after 5 minutes here, we are almost pushing 700 degrees. So this is like super hot, working very well. Lots of flow on that. Fantastic. With my propane line, run around to the back end of the trailer here, and then able to run my Denali Pro Camp Chef stove here. No problem. I've had all of these burners ripping. Works totally fine with that regulator. So after going camping once here with the new setup, I'm extremely happy with it. Getting rid of that dual stage regulator and not being worried about that getting messed up or blocked or anything weird like that, and then running into issues being able to actually use propane while camping. That's a huge stress relief there. And really just streamlining the process. I'm extremely pleased with this. So yeah, if you want to kind of simplify the propane setup on your trailer, give it a whirl and keep it at 11.